Good morning.
Good morning.
Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
Hey, good morning to everyone that is tuning in on YouTube across the country. Wanted to do this state of the company just to kind of give everyone an update of what's going on at Realty of America. So that's why we're doing this. So really quickly, this is actually day 70 that we've been open for business. So we launched Realty of America September 13th, and today is day 70. And I just kind of wanted to let the agents know what we're doing, what's going on, what's in progress, accomplishments, what states are open, what states are in progress, and what states are not open. Stuff we're working on the tech side, obviously events, and any of that stuff. So to start with is we've had an incredible, 70 days. We've grown immensely in California, in Texas, and Illinois. We're closing business. And Mark and I have literally crisscrossed the country to talk to agents across the country, talk to them about the dream, and then obviously for them to join Realty of America. And as you're seeing, all our videos going out now of them expanding and joining Realty of America. One thing that I will be doing now is that Mark will be in charge of growth. So Mark Demas out of Houston, Texas, and I will be taking a step back and taking the reins as CEO of the company. I'll be spending about majority of my time in Chicago, working on operations, building on that team, and making sure that we're also providing a first-class experience to our agents, not just in Chicago, but across the country. So you'll be seeing me here a lot in Chicago. I still will travel the country for launches and if it's a big meeting that I have to be at, but my goal is to spend 90% of the time here in Chicago till we get this big machine up and running. So thank you for joining us. Next slide, please. Okay, so cities that are fully open right now that have done business, that have listings: Sacramento, California, Temecula, California, Los Angeles, San Diego, Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, San Antonio, Fort Worth, Houston, Chicago, and I had to include Berwyn on there, right? It's one of our biggest cities. So big congrats to everybody. This is where we are licensed. This is where we have designated brokers. This is where there's pending transactions. This is where there's listings outside in a neighborhood. All blue, ROA, and again, in 70 days, this is what we've been able to accomplish together. So give yourselves a big hand, and then go on to the next slide. So we just got a new state alert. So Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona was launched. I feel like I'm doing elections, but so we got word that. So there's a step process, right? We identify a state we want to be in. Then we identify a team that will anchor that state. And then we have to interview a designated broker that will oversee the state. Once we have those pieces, then we go in for the state license. So in this state, we got the firm license. We interviewed a few designated brokers. We hired a designated broker, which is Courtney. Then we brought on our first big team that had transitioned to another company. Had a conversation with him at a taqueria, and he stopped from transitioning to that company, and he is one of our founding teams there. Massive team. He used to own a brokerage with 200 agents, so just an amazing guy. His name's Omar. So we are now fully open in Arizona, and that only happened 2 days ago, and we already yesterday was day one, and in day one we already have 8 agents that fully onboarded. We should have another 10. So that is what's happening in Arizona. So we're excited about that. And then go on to the next one. So yesterday, as I landed in Washington, D.C. to do a speech there, we got word that we also got the firm license for Washington, D.C. So we are in the process of opening the DMV, which is Delaware, Maryland, and D.C. We have Maryland. We have DC, we need Virginia. So we are waiting for Virginia. So now Mr. Andres Serafini, which is a mega luxury agent that did about $200 million last year, He will be anchoring that region. He's in the process right now of closing a $300 million transaction. So he focuses on luxury houses, $8 million, $10 million, $20 million houses. He's actually going to be teaching a class right after my class. So his class is called Breaking into Luxury. So Andres Serafini, you'll find him on the Work Vivo. If you're not on Work Vivo, you need to jump on Work Vivo. We're going to start giving out free roll-a-bears there, free for sale signs on there, free swag. So if you're not on Work Vivo, you need to join Work Vivo, which is our community platform. We will be shutting down Team Rock, which we have about 500 members. We're shutting that down in 60 days. 60 days. So y'all have to migrate into our community platform, because what we have right now is we have a fractured system where we have Team Rock, we have Team San Diego, we have this, we have that. We all have to kind of come in under one platform so that we can have better communication. So 60 days, we're thinking that by the end of January. That way you guys have enough time to slowly transition, but that will be shutting down. So please get on there and join the fun. So next one. Okay, these are states that our legal team went in there and already we have approved licenses. So we have an approved license in Kansas, in Missouri, Indiana, and Maryland. But right now we are currently interviewing designated brokers. So again, that's just the process. So now you guys know what cities we're in, where we're closing business, new states that just came online, states that are cities that are coming in, and then also these are the next ones to come. And we anticipate we interviewed a designated broker from Missouri and Kansas. I'm assuming that we will then send them a contract to fully come on as designated brokers for Realty of America. So if I had to guess, Missouri and Kansas should be up and running by Wednesday of next week. Indiana, I think we interviewed a designated broker, but we're unsure if we're going to go with that person. We might be interviewing more people, but obviously it's imperative for us to open what? Indiana and Wisconsin, because that's our region. So we do a lot of business cross. And then the beautiful thing here is that because Realty of America, if you do business in 2 or 3 or 4 states, it's only one cap. So your $14,000 cap, if you do $7,000 in Indiana, $5,000 in Wisconsin, or the rest in Illinois, it just counts as one. You don't have to do different caps in different cities or in different states. Okay, so that's why we're in obviously we want to open Indiana and Wisconsin. So these will be coming in, and then obviously Maryland's part of the DMV. So that's what's up and coming. The next one. And then these are state licenses where agents across the country had said, hey, I have friends, I have teams, I have people that we have. Like we have a massive team in Oregon. We have a lot of people in Utah. We have a big team in Colorado. Obviously, Wisconsin, we have a big player in Wisconsin. In Virginia is for Andres. Florida is the state with the biggest amount of licenses, real estate licenses. There's currently 220,000 agents in Florida, which makes it the #1 state where there's more realtors, but it's almost kind of misleading because a lot of those licenses are dual licenses. So licenses from the East Coast, licenses from California, licenses from the Midwest. So a lot of people will say, hey, in the winter months, I'll go to Florida and I sell real estate in Florida. So a lot of those are not real licenses, but either way, we are eagerly awaiting to open Florida. That would be the next big state. We're already in California, which is the second biggest, Texas, obviously Illinois. Once we take Florida, that would be kind of like the top 4 states in the country. So this is the stuff where we don't have licenses yet. They're already pending. Our legal team's looking into it. Once we get those firm licenses, then we're interviewing designated brokers. Then we identify big teams, which we already have big teams in Oregon, Colorado, Utah, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Virginia. We would only have to identify a big team in Florida. So that is where Realty of America is at right now. That way you guys know. Next one. So closed business again, and when the big teams transition in California, in Illinois, in Texas, even though we transitioned a few weeks ago, you guys were still closing out business. Why? Because it was pending at Realty of Chicago. They were pending at Mark Demas Properties. They were pending somewhere else. So they were still closing the deals. These are numbers of deals that went in under Realty of America and have officially closed with Realty of America. So 133 closings since we've opened for $56 million across the country. And we anticipate that for the following month, because all new businesses coming into Realty of America, it should go to 100 million. Right at 100 million, and we keep at that pace, that's $1 billion. So once we get to 200 million, that's $2 billion. Once we get all our systems up and running in the spring, which is our goal, right? Because once spring market comes in, we want to be hitting $200 to $300 million a month in business across the country. So, and that's the reason why I'm stepping back from growth, and Mark will lead the growth. And I want to make sure that all their systems, all the operations are in place, so when spring market comes, that we're ready. Because that's going to be an onslaught of listings, closings, pendings. I mean, just think about how fast we're expanding and growing. And again, this is all in 70 days. Next one. This is pending. So we looked at the numbers across the country. We have 149 transactions that are currently under contract across the country for an estimated value of about $62 million. So again, we want this number to grow to $250 million, $300 million in pending. So once we all become operational, once we're all on our work vivo and close, and everyone understands sky slope, then this is what we're doing. This is what we're all collectively building. That's why we're all working extra hard to make sure that we grow these numbers. But I wanted to give you some transparency and tell you, hey, this is what's going on right now at Realty of America. You know, you guys should all be very, very proud, because I don't know of a company that in 70 days has been able to accomplish all this. Right? Just like all the paperwork across the country, all the systems. I mean, just to even say, hey, if we would open only in 2 cities, would have been a great achievement. And then just to get all these amazing individuals, all these leaderships, we have currently 50 to 60 trainings a month going on right now. So, and we're also adding more leadership to the team to make sure that we can come in and just excel at a higher level. Next. Also, we started paying rev share yesterday, and we will finish completing paying revenue share today. 54 agents across the country received their first revenue share check. The biggest revenue share check that was issued was for about $8,400. And that is first ever revenue share. So again, 70 days open for business. We issued our first revenue share check. Checks are going out. And just incredible that we were even able to receive to issue this many checks, and people that have already onboarded people, attracted people. So just this is what's going on. Next one. All right. So a few things that are coming soon. Leads. I know Chicago already knows this, but I wanted to let the rest of the agents across the country know is that we did ink a massive deal with one of the biggest banks in the country, where they will be giving us pre-approved leads for us to close. There is a standard to be in that program. You need 2 years, at least 2 years in real estate, and you have to have closed at least 20 transactions in that time. I'm trying to get clarification if leases are included in that 20, or if they want only transactions, real estate transactions. So that is we got that contract for San Diego, Sacramento, Milwaukee, Kansas City, Chicago, and I'm missing one more. And then if we do good in this program, then we could expand to another 5-10 cities. So that's a great achievement. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on an incredible website that we worked on for maybe 7 months. A team of 15 developers have been working on that. We had to put that to the side because we were trying to make sure that we integrated all the technology as we were launching. But now that we are fully operational, we're going to be spending some time and money to finish that up. So we anticipate that by the new year, we'll have our front-facing client website where people can go in there, IDX, search for houses, and generate more leads for the agents as well. And that would also be able to give you your own personal website too. It'll have an agent directory. It'll just have stuff. It'll have blogs, stuff that's going on across the country. So that will be our Realty of America website that, again, we're anticipating having ready for New Year's, maybe as your Christmas gift. Our real estate show is launching December 13th here. The first person we're bringing on board is Mr. Chad Smith. He's from Dallas, Texas. I just did his jet video, if you guys saw it. He's done about $1.6 billion, 6,000 transactions. But above all, he's such an amazing human. He's a great father, a great leader, a great coach. He runs his own coaching platform. And when I met him for the first time, I was like, man, that's an agent that I would love to have on the team. Because when you bring people like that, it just raises the level for everyone. Also, I spoke to him in Dallas, Texas. He will be coming on the leadership team and handling education. But that will be a formal announcement later. But just wanted to give you guys a sneak peek because he's just, 17, 20 years in the business, and he's literally focused more on education and coaching throughout his whole career. Great person. So when he said yes and he took that on, we were excited to have him on the leadership team. Mindset Summit. We have our first Mindset Summit out of Houston, Texas. It's going to be December 5th. We have a 1,500 person auditorium, and we're going to have maybe 14, 15 speakers flying in from across the country, celebrities, boxers, baseball players. Elio Alanis will be headlining that. He hasn't announced that because he hasn't announced that he left his old brokerage. So we're doing a video for him. That'll be the next video that's coming up. He's a massive player, 23 years old, already closed 300. He's closing 300 homes this year. Just bought a massive 5-acre or 10-acre property where he's going to be building his own office in Houston. They call him the Baby Dimas, so he's the up-and-coming superstar that will be taking over Mark Dimas' place. So he will be headlining that Mindset Summit. And we're going to have 23 of these events across the country. So we are going to bring it back to Chicago as well. So, and then last but not least, our turkey giveaway event, which is this Monday. I know that the Chicago team, the teams in California, Texas, across the country have been working really, really hard. Again, only open for 70 days, and we're already launching this national event. So that's something that all of us should be super proud of because that's going to be, I don't know of too many companies that have done that specifically, making that a priority when we have so many other priorities. We want to make sure that we still kept that tradition going and that we gave back. Here in Chicago, we're expanding it not just to 5 areas, but to our 6th location, to the South Shore of Chicago. So that's going to be exciting as well. And hopefully you guys join us and volunteer across the country because we do need a lot of volunteers here in Chicago. If you guys want to go and get the turkeys with us, that will be 12 o'clock. Reach out to your managers. And if you want to come a little later just to help with logistics at the offices, that would be between probably 3 to 4 p.m.